Well, the Consumer Electronics Association has brought its wares once again to Capitol Hill for legislators and Capitol Hill staff to see. This is the second annual Consumer Electronics Show on Capitol Hill. And the Communicators is on site today to talk with some of the exhibitors, see some of the new technology that's coming out. And we're going to begin here at Sony with Rob Manfredo of Sony. Mr. Manfredo, what's new in the world of technology for Sony?
Well, for Sony this year, Peter, 3D has gotten personal. We've taken the 3D television technology that you've seen before and brought it to the home in a way that allows people to now create the content themselves. First, we have a 3D Handycam. We also have a 3D pocket camera and a 3D laptop that allows people to view, create, and actually modify their own 3D content.
Okay, Mr. Manfredo, we got to start with this TV up here. Sure. Now, for viewers just seeing this without this pair of glasses that you need to wear, it's a little on the fuzzy side, but once you put the glasses on, it's very 3D. How are these selling?
They're selling very well. Last year we moved a lot of models and we were very happy with the performance. Sony continues to be committed to 3D and engaging the way that we are developing the content and playing it back. Performance just keeps getting better. This is our top-of-the-line XBR model, the HX929.
And what's the sale price on a 3D TV now?
For this 46-inch model, we're talking about $3,000.
And as it goes on, will the price come down as they did on other HD TVs?
Prices have already gone down on 3D televisions. A model like this just a couple of years ago would have been quite a bit higher.
Where was this technology developed? Was it developed by Sony?
The 3D technology is developed in-house, both the content creation technology and the display playback technology.
Okay, you still have to wear these kind of funky glasses here. At what point will 3D be available without the glasses?
That's pretty much anybody's guess at this point.
Is it something you're working on?
I think every manufacturer is working on passive and auto stereoscopic 3D. Right now, for the consumer, the best possible way to view 3D in the home is with an active glasses.
I want to ask about the camera that you have here, the 3D camera. Demonstrate that for us or show us what it does.
Sure. This is our 3D Bloggy, and Bloggy is a pocket camera that can now take 3D images. It's been one of our more popular models for the last few years in the 2D form. Now you can take 3D video with it, and the great thing about it is this is an auto stereoscopic screen, so you can see 3D images as you're shooting them without any glasses.
Do you need a 3D TV to view this, or a 3D laptop?
Unless you want to get all of your friends and family around this little screen, the best way to view this after you're done is put it on your laptop or play it on your TV.
Given all the new technology that's out there, especially the nanotechnology, Rob Manfredo, are Handycams still selling?
Sure. Handycams are selling quite a bit. The models are very popular. They keep getting smaller and more powerful. They take full HD video, so 1080p right to your television, so your TV looks like what's coming through your cable.
And why are you here? Why did Sony come to the Consumer Electronics Show on Capitol Hill?
Well, Sony's a partner with the Consumer Electronics Association. We support everything that the CEA does, and you know, if our friends and competitors in the industry are going to be somewhere, we want to be there too.
Rob Manfredo with Corporate Communications with Sony. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, another one of the exhibitors here at the Consumer Electronics Show on Capitol Hill is the Distracted Driving Safety Alliance. Kelly Emmerich is the Executive Director of DDSA. Ms. Emmerich, what is DDSA all about?
Well, the Distracted Driving Safety Alliance really is a group of industry leaders that have come together along with some of the third-party groups that are out there to look at distracted driving as an issue unto itself. We've seen such an increase in people doing other things while they're supposed to be driving, and so how do we talk about that in a way that's meaningful and educational, but also talk about it in a way that looks at innovation as a possible solution?
And what are some of those innovations, technological innovations, that can, in your view, cut down on distracted driving?
Yeah, well, there are a couple of different things that are out there today, but first and foremost, I do want to stress education is a really important message here, because we do want folks to understand why distracted driving is really harmful, and things you can do to prevent distracted driving just by using common sense. So that first and foremost. But talking about technology, since this is a technology show, let's get to it. We have a couple of our member companies that are here with us today. Taser has offered a product called Protector, and Protector, what it is it is installed within your car. It goes directly into the car's communication system, and then it also is paired with your phone. And so when you get into the car, it effectively turns your phone off. So folks that have a hard time with self-control, or really for younger drivers too, that don't really need to be texting or talking while driving as they're learning. So this is a really wonderful product where you can really control what happens once you get in the car.
And it's on the market now?
It is on the market now, yes. And
parents buying it?
Parents buying it in droves.
What else?
In addition to that, Nuance Communications, which is one of our leadership council members, Nuance works with Ford in the InSync system in the car. So for, again, more advanced drivers who are really capable of talking but doing a hands-free mode, Nuance is working with a lot of the auto manufacturers to incorporate that kind of hands-free technology and also voice-activated technology within the car, so allowing you to still communicate and do things in the car, but within a hands-free, 2 hands on the wheel, 2 eyes on the road.
Do you lobby as an organization for texting laws in state legislatures or other kinds of laws like that?
We haven't lobbied directly in the states, but we have provided information to the states. We really think that educational message is really important in states that are looking at texting laws. Texting is really the one that everybody is focused on at the moment, but there are all kinds of other distractions happening in the car. So while we are definitely in favor of those texting laws, we definitely want to see folks recognize that there are other distractions and other things they need to be cognizant of.
Where are you headquartered?
We're here in Washington, D.C., but obviously our partners are around the world.
Who are some of your other partners?
We're working with a Loom software that has an app product that you can download to your smartphone called Eyes Up, and similar to some of the other products here, will help turn off that phone in case you need some help getting to the answer. And then Wired Safety. Wired Safety is really an amazing organization. They're the #1 online safety group in the world, and they've been around since about 1995. They started seeing distracted driving as a major issue, and really got ahead of all the other safety groups at looking at this, about how we can teach kids and parents to use technology in a very safe way.
Kelly Emmerich is the Executive Director of the Distracted Driving Safety Alliance. What's your website?
www.distracteddrivingsafetyalliance.org. It's a long one, but it's worth it. So we'd love to have folks come and check us out.
Well, one of the leading smartphone manufacturers is here at the Consumer Electronics Show on Capitol Hill, and Keith Nowak, one of their public relations directors, is here to talk with the communicators about some of the new products that HTC has come out with. Why don't you point out some of your products, Keith?
Sure. Well, I'm going to show you our, obviously we have a really great line of products, but what's really exciting to us is the advent of 4G. So I want to show you some of our 4G devices. So I'll start with this one. This is the HTC Evo 4G, and this was the first 4G product in the US. It's been out for about a year now. It remains a really popular device, but again, it gave everybody kind of that first taste of what 4G meant with speed and power and really having a true broadband connection in the pocket. So this kind of kicked it off. But I think what was really great is that recently with Verizon Wireless, we launched the HTC Thunderbolt. And this is the world's first LTE 4G smartphone.
What does that mean?
LTE stands for long-term evolution. And the idea with LTE is that is the technology that really most of the world is going to use as they roll out 4G. So this is true broadband speeds.
So when you say the rest of the world, does that mean the end of CDMA?
Well, it's kind of interesting when you look at it. CDMA remains the kind of the underlying technology of almost all 4G technologies, the idea of code division. But you're right, the code CDMA, GSM, those will eventually fade into the sunset. LTE will be kind of the long-term evolution of wireless as you go into, it won't just be data, your voice will also be going over LTE as a data packet.
And will that make international calling that much easier?
International calling won't necessarily, there's still some differences in frequencies that make things a little tough. It does make things a little bit easier because you are talking about one technology, but really the big benefit's less roaming than it is just that idea of having a true broadband connection anywhere you go around the world.
Mr. Nowak, you're developing 4G phones here. Is there a 4G national network available yet?
There really are. I mean, actually all 4 operators have developed nationwide 4G networks. Certainly they are not in every single area yet, but most metro areas you're already going to have 4G, which really does show how much demand there is for it. When 3G networks came out, it took a long time for it to spread to different markets. Today 4G is already in almost virtually every major and even many smaller markets because people are demanding more and more data every day.
Are you working on 5th generation technology yet?
Oh, we're still talking 4G. Actually, the 4G technology like LTE, it's a long-term evolution. That technology will continue to get better, faster as time goes on. So what you're going to see is less of a paradigm shift in technologies going forward, which is going to be stepping it up and getting more and more capabilities within LTE technology.
Keith Nowak, it was just reported, and I see a couple of your phones here have T-Mobile connections. It was just reported that T-Mobile lost a record number of customers in the first quarter of 2011. Does the potential transaction of AT&T buying T-Mobile concern HTC as a manufacturer?
You know, the great thing about HTC is that we've never been a one carrier manufacturer. We've been selling phones at all 4 and major carriers as well as regionals across the United States. So, you know, we're obviously watching that very closely. But at the end of the day, we have a great relationship with T-Mobile. We sell a lot of phones to AT&T as well. So we think we're in great shape no matter what the outcome of this is.
Where's HTC headquartered and what does HTC stand for?
So HTC used to stand for, of all things, high-tech computers. That was way back when, before our focus was on smartphones. So now it's just the letters. It doesn't actually stand for anything anymore. And our headquarters, our U.S. headquarters are in Bellevue, Washington, right outside Seattle, and globally we're based out of Taiwan.
How many U.S. jobs does HTC support, do you know?
We have a little over 300 people, 300 to 350 people in the United States doing everything from sales, marketing, engineering, product design. And actually that's one of the really cool things. All of our product design, our industrial design, and user experience design is done right here in the United States.
Keith Nowak of HTC, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Well, one of the well-known telecommunications companies is RCA, and RCA is here at the Consumer Electronics Show on Capitol Hill with some of their new wares. Dave Arland, what are you displaying here?
Well, we're showing here today a new kind of television service called mobile digital television. And that's the ability to take the high-definition TV signal that you know in your house and make it mobile so that you can actually take it with you in a train, you could take it with you in your car. Anywhere that you go, you'll be able to take television with you. And it's starting out in portable TV sets that are coming out now from RCA. Here's an example. This little guy is a little 3.5-inch screen, and it's costs about $160 from RCAPortableTV.com. It's got a rechargeable battery. It'll last for about 3 to 4 hours of watching television. And the big advantage here is that you can be on the move and go anywhere that you want to go.
How's it picking up a signal?
Well, it's picking up the digital signal. We're familiar with the high-def transmissions that have been happening for the last several years. Adding mobile to the signal is something relatively new. It's only been done for about the past year. It varies depending on the market that you're at. Here in Washington, we have 7 broadcasters who are sending over a dozen channels of mobile. So again, if you're in the car, if you're in the metro, above ground, you can pick up a perfect mobile signal. It's actually been tested up to 100 miles an hour and a perfect signal.
Now, can you travel across country with this, or are you going to lose the signal at some point?
Well, it's sort of like FM radio. Mobile digital television is available from about 75 broadcasters across the country in 32 markets. You can go to the website of the Open Mobile Video Coalition, omvc.org, click on Signal Map and get a list of all of the cities, all the stations that are on the air right now, and that obviously is growing week to week.
Well, you've got some other products here on the table. What do you got?
I wanted to show you one thing right here in my hand, and that is a little USB receiver. So with this guy, you pull that off, this plugs into your computer. There's a little software that goes with it. It's got a little antenna, kind of cute. But with this, any laptop can be turned into a mobile digital TV set. There are also devices like this for the automobile. So if you've got a DVD player in your automobile, you can buy a product like this, plug it into the screen, into the system, and you can have television on the go on the road. We also have some prototypes here on the table of new devices that are coming, including a laptop, a netbook from Dell. It's a prototype here. You can see a TV on the screen. And then there are accessories coming for the iPad, for the iPhone, that also bring mobile DTV to Apple products as well.
How many of these products are now on the market?
There's a few that are on the market. The RCA products there on the table, 3.5-inch and 7-inch in size, ranging from about $115 up to about $175. Those are available today.
Is there a monthly subscription fee at all?
That's one of the best parts about it today. This is a free service, and there will always be a subscription-free tier, as well as a subscription tier that's going to come eventually. Future products will have the ability to play scrambled content. So just like you enjoy a lot of cable programs at home, you'll be able to get those so-called cable programs on the go with mobile DTV. So those are available today, and then some of these devices, like this one, this is another USB receiver. You can buy that on Amazon for about $75. So again, it comes with a little CD, so it's got the software and everything all built in, and you can watch mobile DTV anywhere you go.
Just plug it into your laptop.
It's plug and play.
Now, Mr. Arlen, we talked with the Distracted Driving Coalition. How do these products that you have here fit with distracted drivers? Because it's not just going to be passengers who bring the TV with them.
Well, obviously, as it is with anything in the car, it isn't the sort of thing you want to be playing around with if you're a driver. So these are entertainment and information devices for the back seat of the car. There's a lot of people driving around with video systems in their car today for the back seat, for the kids or whatever. And that's really the advantage of being mobile. But it's not only the car. You know, you think about going to the license branch, going to the supermarket, all the places you wait in line when you go. Well, here you can have information with you wherever you are. And we think that's especially critical when you talk about emergencies. Because now with a portable television set or with a device that plugs into an iPad or an iPhone, you'd be able to have emergency alert service wherever you are, and not just in the living room of your house.
Some of the new products by RCA here at the Consumer Electronics Show on Capitol Hill. Well, we're now joined on the Communicators by Matthew Streb, who's the Executive Vice President of the Global Security Systems Company. What is it that you make?
We're in the emergency alert and warning business, so we provide alert receivers to consumers or citizens that use to save your lives. It was just used in the tornadoes in Alabama to save some lives. And we use FM infrastructure, FM radio broadcast infrastructure, and there's no message fee. So most of all of the alert and warning devices use the chip, and it's delivered with the consumer electronics product itself.
Now, Mr. Streb, do governments buy your product as well?
Yeah, emergency managers. So emergency managers create and send a message out. We don't create or send any messages. The messages and the information comes from National Weather Service, or it could be a presidential alert from the FEMA. And then it's all sent out and distributed by satellite across the FM broadcast infrastructure. And it's delivered audio and text, up to 240 characters, to all these different devices that you see here.
All right, show us some of the devices and how that would work.
For example, we have this is a FM radio chip that's in these cell phones. And these cell phones.
Keychain here.
Yeah, well, that's the chip right there.
Right.
And those chips are in these cell phones and these products. And you're able to send a message to a cell phone, even if the cell network gets congested or gets overloaded. You can still receive the message through the FM radio chip. These other devices are ones that, this is like a personal receiver that might go next to your bedside and wake you up in the middle of the night and tell you that there's a tornado coming. Okay. This is a device, it's a wall unit that might be installed in a university or a public school or a bus or a public building in case there's a hurricane or, again, tornado or flooding or earthquake. And then these other devices are this is a Chumby 1 device, It can receive alerts, and then this is the iPod docking station from GPX.
Now, have phone manufacturers been reluctant to put the FM chip into their phone?
Well, there's over 40 phones that have the FM radio chip in it. So it's a matter of the government is now just deploying the next generation alert warning system. So it's a process. So currently we have over 15 states that have our system installed, and over 45 million people are covered with the alert signal. Now the key point is there's no message fee. So once you buy a device, it's all you can eat, and there's never a fee. There's no contracts, there's no connection fee, there's no activation fee. And so we're providing this, the emergency manager of the government is basically their responsibility is to present the message, provide the message, and they're the customer. The citizen and the broadcasters are, as a public service, the broadcasters provide the alerts, and then obviously the citizen benefit by buying, if they buy a product that has the technology in it.
Now, recently the FCC announced that they would also be sending alerts to a certain area, such as Times Square, if there was something that needed to be alerted there. Is that compete with you? I mean, what's the technology that's used to do that?
I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, no network or no broadcast infrastructure or internet capability is 100% fail-safe. So if you lose cell coverage or your cell tower goes down in your area, you want to rely on broadcasting. And broadcasting's been around for over 80 years, providing alert and warning signals. So it's an escalation thing. If your power goes out, how are you going to charge your cell phone? It's only going to last 24 hours. So you might want to go to a device that has a 3-month battery in it or a 5-year battery in it. So those are the differences. It's up to the consumer to decide anyway at the end of the day.
Now, Mr. Streb, what's your background? How'd you get into this business?
I'm a radio broadcast engineer, yeah, and been involved in all types of different technologies.
Where's Global Security Systems headquartered?
We're in Jackson, Mississippi, yep, Hurricane Belt.
Matthew Streb, Global Security Systems Executive Vice President.
Thank you.
Well, the Qualcomm company is another exhibitor here at the Consumer Electronics Show on Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C., where the Communicators is on location. And we're joined by the Vice President of Qualcomm, Alice Turnquist. Why are you up here on Capitol Hill displaying some wares?
Well, we have a lot of new and very exciting technologies to show people. In particular, one of the things that we're showing here today are some devices that have our Snapdragon chipset in them. And the Snapdragon chipset is enabling all sorts of new capabilities in mobile devices, all the things that people are doing now on their mobile devices, whether it's internet, searches, gaming, video, cameras, the quality of these.
How does Snapdragon activate, or how does it work?
Well, it's specifically designed for mobile, so it's very low power consumption and very fast processing capability. So that combination is especially beneficial for mobile.
Well, now you are the Vice President of Governmental Affairs. Is it beneficial to get your wares in front of legislators?
I think it's very beneficial. I mean, some of the sort of policy issues that we've been advocating for, this sort of shows what that can produce. I mean, some of the things that we've talked about are access to talent and the need to reform our immigration laws in order to allow us to have access to the highly skilled talent, the people who are producing these types of devices, as well as having access to spectrum. To accommodate the amazing growth that we're seeing in mobile, we need access to the airwaves to allow for that.
So two of your big policy issues at Qualcomm, immigration, H-1B, immigration reform, and spectrum reform as well?
Yeah, and spectrum reform. And we're also interested in tax reform and in creating a level playing field for multinational companies that have to compete against companies in other places of the world. And we really see a need for the United States to look at the corporate tax system and make some changes there.
And that was Alice Turnquist of Qualcomm, Vice President based here in Washington, D.C. Qualcomm, of course, is headquartered in San Diego. And we're now joined by Erica Winston, a Senior Manager at Qualcomm, to talk about some of the health care aspects of a Qualcomm product. What did you want to tell us about?
Right. Well, Alice explained, we're all about making this phone more efficient, more powerful. And so what we're doing with a wireless reach initiative is taking that and looking at in healthcare, in education, and in various areas, what's the social benefit? So we truly believe that healthcare can be helped by mobile technologies. It can reduce costs, help people with medication adherence, things like taking their pills on time, so that they can manage their diseases. And one of the projects that we looked at here actually in DC was medication adherence, and specifically related to hypertension. And we found, by working with GW University and other great partners, that if you put an app on a phone and you teach somebody how to use it, it can definitely help them take their pills on time and live a healthier, better life.
So is it the app that Qualcomm developed, or what? How is Qualcomm a part of this?
No, actually, one of our partners did, Vocell. And so Qualcomm's an enabler. The chip on the phone is what's making the connectivity so you can have data. The application then is built so that you can have access to educational information about your medications. Like this application, you can look up any pill and you'll see a picture of it, you'll see what it's used for, and then you can program the application so it's simple. It sends you an alarm when you're supposed to take your pills. And what's really important is a lot of people suffering from chronic diseases today, they might need to take up to 8 pills a day because they have blood pressure issues, they have diabetes, and they're all combined, they're living with that. And it's hard enough to just remember to take your multivitamin, right? So if you've got access to an application that helps you along, it can make a true impact on your life.
Erica Winston is a senior manager with Qualcomm. One of the well-known brands that Google Corporation owns is YouTube. And joining us now here at the Consumer Electronics Show on Capitol Hill is David Rosenstein, a product manager with Google. Mr. Rosenstein, what's new about YouTube?
What's new? So we're actually here talking about Content ID. This is one of the pieces of our rights management solution that allows content owners to provide a set of reference files, essentially, music labels, movie studios, TV studios, provide reference files into YouTube. We identify those, we generate video fingerprints, audio fingerprints, and we use this when user videos are uploaded, and we get something like 35 hours of user-generated video every minute. So each one of those user-generated videos is scanned against this entire reference of content files, and we will apply the policy that the content holder, the rights holder, told us to apply. And the policies are fairly robust. They can tell us, at a simple level, block this, leave it be, just track it, or
because it's copyrighted or something like that.
Sure, exactly. It's their content. They can tell us to do whatever they would choose. These days, though, most of the content owners are shifting to tell us to monetize these videos. They're saying, well, if a user uploads content into YouTube and they use my content, I'm okay with that, but I'd like to run ads against that, and then YouTube will enter into a partnership and we'll share the revenue with the content owner. And this is becoming much more common. It's becoming the majority of what's happening with partners these days.
Why was it important for Google to show this product here on Capitol Hill to legislators and Capitol Hill staff?
Well, we're really proud of it. We've done a lot of work. We've invested a lot of engineering time and money. I think there's, it's just an opportunity for us to kind of tell our story and make sure people understand how we are treating copyrighted material, the kinds of work we do with partners, and how it makes a difference in the whole ecosystem.
Now, what's your background? How did you get involved with Google? How long have you been there?
I've been with Google for about 4 years now. I started actually working on the back end of YouTube on the serving infrastructure that actually we used to send all that video back out to users' eyeballs. And about 6 months ago or so, I shifted to this new role in the content management world.
And what's your background? What's your educational background?
I have a computer science and business background. I've done some work in telecom. I was involved in some of the CLECs before the whole .com bust. And I've been in networking, actually, a lot of networking and data communications work.
David Rosenstein, product manager with Google here at the Consumer Electronics Show on Capitol Hill.